Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with, yes, another card. So now, this card that we'll be making today, I'm not using the Cricut or my Gypsy. What we will be using today is the Silhouette Cameo, or as I call it, Erica. So now, the card that we'll be making today is an Easter card. And I decided to make this card, and I mentioned this once before. When my son was a little boy, my mother used to send him a chocolate bunny and an Easter card for Easter. Well, he mentioned a few years ago that he really missed getting that chocolate bunny and the Easter card. So I decided I'm going to make him an Easter card and send him a chocolate bunny, even though he just turned 30. So, what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we will be making, and when it opens up, it has another bunny, and it says Happy Easter. So come on and join me, even if you don't have the Silhouette Cameo, and watch me make this easy card. Okay everybody, so before we put our card together, I wanted to show you where I got the cut files for the card that we'll be making today. So I am on the Silhouette website, and right now they're having a special. All of the Easter shapes are on sale. They're 25% off, so they'll be 75 cents. So what I did was I just clicked on that link and I went through and picked the card that I wanted. So they have several different shapes and cards as well on the website. So rather than going through and showing you each card, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my Silhouette Studio, which I have right here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the card files that I have laid out on my mat. I've previously laid them out, but I'm going to go through and bring them up for you again just in case you don't remember how to do that. So this is my mat, and as I've said before, I always like to reveal my mat so I can see what I have here. I like to see the grid lines. So let's go to the library, and we're going to pick on recent downloads. And so here is my Easter card, as well as the bunny I use and my border. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Easter card first, and as you can see, it brings the card shape in, and this card measures 5.5 by 5.5. Now because I'm going to be cutting this in different colors, I'm still going to bring it up onto the mat like so, because what I'm going to do is just cut my cardstock 6 inches for each piece, and then I'll be able to get both of them cut at the same time. So I have that. So the next thing I want to bring onto the mat, or bring into this file itself, I'm going to move this off and go back to the mat, and then I am going to, or actually we can leave this here because we're going to open everything up as a separate item. So let's go back to the library, and we'll choose our bunny and double click, and as you can see, it brought the bunny in right on the mat that I have open now, and I think that's because I already had a mat open. So we're just going to put the bunny over to the side, because as you can see, he comes in at this size, and since I want him to be on the front of my card, and this is the front of our card, we need to reduce the size of him. So let's now bring in our next thing, which is going to be our border. So we'll bring that in, and we're going to resize this as well. because we're going to have our border down here at the bottom. And then the last thing we want to bring in is the Somebody Loves You. Now I've taken that and moved it into a folder that I have that is called Phrases and Words. And it's this image right here, Somebody Loves You. So that too we're going to have to resize because we want that to fit on the front of the card too. So now I've got all my images on here, and I've gone ahead and I've already resized everything. So let me open up the file that I have that has everything resized. So to do that, I'm just going to go up here and click on the open, and I'm going to pick my card and then click open. So here is everything now, and it has been resized to fit on the front of my card. So as you can see, here's my card right here, the front, and there is my border. So the size that ended up being was, let me get that so you can have it. So I'm going to click on that real quick. The width is 5.36 and the height is 1.415. So when you resize your border here for your eggs, you can either go in and adjust this way like so, or you can go over and then just type in the numbers right here, and I believe I said that was 5.36 and 1.41. So let's go back here, make sure we have this, and we can make this 5.36 and this 1.41, and then just click apply. And now we will have it that it fits within our card. So then what you can do is go ahead and finish resizing all of your images to fit on the front of your card. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the measurements in case you're making this card along with me. So the Somebody Loves You, the width is 2.85 and the height is 1.970. Our bunny, the bunny is 2.33 and the height is 3.31. And then what I did was I ungrouped the bunny because I wanted to have the ears and these pieces that are right here, and I'll show you going back to the other one. I decided I wanted these pieces to be separate along with the ribbon. So what I did was I went and ungrouped this and then removed these, and I'll ungroup just so you can see. So as you can see, these are all grouped together as separate pieces. So I just ungroup them, but before you ungroup them, make sure you make your bunny the size that you want it to be first, then do your ungrouping. So we'll go back to our sizes here, and this ended up being 1.42 for the width and 2.93 for the height. But you really don't have to worry about this piece here and those measurements, because what you're using is you're going to do your resizing when the bunny is all together as one like this. So then I would go in and do my, well, let's undo that because I forgot I had ungrouped this. So let's group all this back together real quick and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so now it's grouped. So do your sizing here first and then do your ungrouping and move those pieces out. If you don't want to do that, you can just go ahead and cut everything all the same color. So now that is all of the sizes for everything. So what I want you to do now is go ahead, if you're going to make this card with me, purchase it on the Silhouette website, purchase all your images, come import them onto your mat, size them up, and then meet me back at the table and we'll put our card together. Okay everybody, so now that I've shown you where I got the cut file from, let's go ahead and put our card together. So I'm going to bring up the supplies and we can get started. So now, as you remember, the card, there were 2 pieces to the card. This is the outer layer, and then we have our little inner layer that we've cut out using the Silhouette. So now what I did was I did go ahead and take and run my outside of my card through this Cuttlebug folder, and this is a Cricut Cuttlebug folder, and it is called Modern Wallpaper. I'm so glad that they decided to start putting the names of the folders on the outside so you at least would know what this is, because sometimes I throw the packaging away and then I don't have what the name of it is. The other thing that I've gone ahead and done is I've gone ahead and inked my edges using the Mold Lawn Distress Ink by Tim Holtz. So now I've gone and taken it and folded it in half on my score lines, and I just want to make sure that I've got that scored nice. And so then what I did was I went ahead and folded the pieces for the inside of the card. So basically it's already perforated for you so you know where to fold. So there's perforations right here along here, and then there's one up here and then one up here, so that when you fold down it fits like this. And then the last thing that I did was I went ahead and I popped the little flowers up, and I kind of did that by just taking my Cricut tool and just going on the back here and then just pushing these out like so. So I have one left that I haven't done, so I'm just going to take it and then just push it forward like that. And then as you can see, the rest of them are popped out. And this cut very easily with no problems. And this paper that I use for the card, for the outside and the inside, is some Joann fabric. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Michael's Recollections cardstock. And this paper pack is called the Pastel Colors. I'm not going to bring it up to the screen because it's still got the plastic on there, and I don't want you to get that glare. So you can just trust me by the name of it. So when it cut very easily on the Silhouette, I had my cut blade on, I believe it was 4. So now I'm going to put this to the side for just a minute because I want to go ahead and put my embellishments on the front. So what I've done is I've cut out the little bunny rabbit, and the bunny rabbit is a separate studio file, and I'm just getting some glue off from around here where I have the little wiggly eye. So Pocono Pam, if you're watching this video, close your eyes because I'm using one of the wiggly eyes, and I know how you don't like those. So we're going to place him right here, and then I've also cut out the eggs, which look like this. And this is cut with some textured cardstock. This is just some scrapped, it's actually the Recollections metallic cardstock. It looks like this on this side. And I've got foam tape on there so you can't really see the color. But what I did was I wanted it to be really dark brown, so I just flipped it over and cut it. And I noticed I got part of the foam tape showing on his ear. So let's go ahead and clip that so you can't see it on the other side there. So now, and I kind of pieced it together. So I'm just, once again, I want to make sure I get that glue that's around that eye from the glue gun off of there. So as I said, this is going to go here. And then we have our eggs, and I cut this using some Paper Studio textured cardstock, and this cut through with no problem. But I noticed we do have one piece that did not go, or it cut but it didn't come all the way off when I pulled it off the mat, or actually it's just a couple of pieces. So I'm just going to take my piercing tool that came with my Cricut and just poke those through. and get that. So now that's going to be my border down here at the bottom. And then the last thing we're going to add on here is I cut out this wording, and this is also a silhouette file, which I've shown you previously, and this one says somebody loves you, and we're just going to place that right there. So that's basically the front of our card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get everything glued down, and then we're going to come back and we're going to add the inside of the card. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bunny on last because I'm popping this up with the foam tape, and I kind of want this to lay flat when we add the inside of our card. So let's just go ahead and get our pieces, our eggs, border, and our somebody loves you down, and then we'll go ahead and add the inside of the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 2A zig pen. I got a brand new one. The other one finally ran out, and I'm just dotting some glue all over. If you want to use your Xyron, you can use your Xyron. We know why I don't use mine half the time, because it's way on the other side of the room, and I don't have any room on my table to keep it. So I'm going to just press this down and line it up here, and then I'm just going to press down. So there is our border. So now let's go ahead and add our somebody loves you. I'm going to take a scrap sheet of paper and get my glue all over. And I'm just dotting with my glue pen all over, making sure I get glue on pretty much all of it. And I'll move this to the side, and we'll bring this back. But let's just place our bunny here so we can get our wording right by where the bunny is going to be. And then we're just going to press that down like so. And it should be on there now. So now let's add the inside of our card. So now what you want to do is you want to line up the perforated edges. So I'm going to start and get my tape down on the bottom first, and then we'll do the top layer, this part right here. So let's line that up. It looks about right. And then we're going to take, and you want to try to get tape not on your little daisies, because you want those to pop up just a little bit. Now what I did when I first did this was I popped them up really high, but then when I went to close the card, it mashed them down. So we just want them to pop up just lightly. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Tombow rather than using my ATG gun, because I want to get just tape sparingly around here in different places. I don't want to, the ATG gun is kind of big, so we just want to kind of put our tape just sparingly. And then we want to get on our edge here, because we definitely want it to stick on the edge. So you may find, as you can see, I got some tape here, but I can just as easily rub that off. And then I want to make sure I get on my corners here. And we did get a little bit of the tape on, let's see, where's my tool? Here it is. Did get a little tape on here, but that's okay. Get that up. Okay, now let's get some on that other edge over here. Should have brought my scrap paper back. And I want to get that up, because when I lay the card down, I don't want it to stick to this paper. So I'm just using my adhesive remover to get that up. So now I'm going to bring my front of my card back, And as I said, we're lining up the perforated edge. And I'm going to get this as even as I can. Let's poke this down like so. I think that'd be better if you fold it down and then line it up. And I need to be over just a little bit more. Probably if I use that ATG gun, and you know how I like to put a lot of tape, I wouldn't have been able to get that back up as easy as I did. I'm just trying to get this lined up so I have my border on all the way around on my edges there. And we know I don't like to measure anything, so this is just a guess. Okay, so now we can go ahead and get our tape on the other side. And once again, I'm just going to use my Tombow and get my tape all over. Make sure I get it along my edges here. And then we'll be ready to add the top portion of the card. I think we've got enough tape on there. So now, what I want to do is I'm just going to fold this down. Like so. So when you open, it looks like that. So there's our little bunny. So now also when I cut this layer out, the butterflies did cut out as well. And if you like, you can go ahead and pop those up like so and put those in there like that. When you lay it down, well, let's put one there and see what happens. So I'm just going to take just a little bit of glue and I'm just going to get it on the spine of the butterfly like so. And then I'm going to take it and place it down within here. And then I'm just going to press down. So basically only the body portion will stick down to the card and the wings will be up. Now I think to get this to really stay, I may have to take the glue gun. Let's see. Because once again, when you close it, it is going to press the butterfly down. So let me think about that one. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my bunny on the front, and then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do with the butterflies that are right here. And then of course I want to add a wiggly eye right there. So once I do that, I'll come back with the finished card. Okay everybody, so I am back with the finished card. So I've gone ahead and added my bunny here and also the pink ribbon that comes with the cut file. And then for the inside, because I couldn't really add any bling, this is a card for my son, I just went ahead and took some of the diamond stickles and put that in the center of each one of the flowers and in the center of the butterfly. And then I added a pink bow here, and I used my Bow Easy to make that, and then my little wiggly eye. The other thing that I've also done is I've gone ahead and made an envelope for the card to go in, and I took a cut file, and the camera might not be able to pick it up, but it says Happy Easter, and it has some eggs up here at the top and on the bottom. And this is also another cut file that I cut using the Silhouette, and I'll put a link to where I got this cut file down in the description bar down below here. So that's it everybody. This is my Easter card for my son, and I do have his chocolate bunny. Thanks for watching everybody. Bye.